everybody, it's Miss Willow here. I hope you are having a wonderful day, enjoying every little bit of it that you can, and making the most of every little moment. Today, I want to sketch out with some pencil just a very simplistic but also detailed picture of Miss Willow. At first, to be honest, something I wanted to talk about in this video actually is the randomness of going with the flow in a specific art style where you're not so worried about what you're drawing at the moment and kind of just let it go where it needs to and evolve as you're starting to get new ideas and think about all different aspects of the artwork itself. That being, as you can see the little scales under the person's eyes, I started drawing a dragon. And it evolved very quickly as I started to add the other eye. I felt like, oh, it kind of looks like a more humanoid character. So then I turned it into what looked like kind of a dragon-like lady mix humanoid with some scales, but it quickly evolved from that into being my main character, Miss Willow. And scales kind of go along a little bit with birds. Birds have somewhat scaly legs, and my character specifically has resemblances of a American catbird. And so she has kind of the gray catbird ears, and I figured, hey, this evolved in such an interesting way. And that's something I want to mention yet again in this video, is kind of how to go with the flow with a sketch. My particular style might be different for everybody else. My particular style is very based off of a whimsy fantasy theme with a structure of messy lines. I love drawing very messily and just rounding out and making the lines that I love the most stick out and are darker and deeper and more full of character than the rest. And those sort of, like the chin, the eyes, the holly and the berries on her ears stand out more than the rest of the picture because those are the features I want your eyes to look at the most. They're the most interesting in my opinion, and they're the most drawn towards feature for the emotion and the characteristic of Miss Willow, which is she is a definite forest spirit, and she has these features of the woodland around her, such as wearing necklace made of woven grass and having the holly berries in her hair. So I think it's very important that if you want to go with the flow with your artwork, just kind of let it happen. One way I like to do that is what I just described. Start by drawing something and let it evolve and let the story go where it needs to and be surprised by it. Alright, have a wonderful day. Just as a side tangent, somewhat related to the topic of this video, was this digital artwork of a dragon sentry that I made a long time ago. This is an example of not just a different digital art, but this was a piece that I just kind of let the story progress as I felt like it. I had the intention originally to start making a dragon. I didn't know the color, I didn't know what it would be wearing, I didn't even think it would have been humanoid, but I ended up creating a whole story to go behind this character and adding in emotion, having it become this sentry with a sword and having the gemstones in the robe, just kind of created its character from the idea of nothing, basically. So if you're curious, give it a try. Try giving yourself less rules when it comes to art is something that I love doing, and it might help some of you too. So let me know. Does this help flow the creativity? Does this maybe help get out of art block if that tends to happen? And what are your general thoughts on that? I'm curious to know what your thoughts are on this idea of going with the flow and what you find beneficial of it or the cons. Let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!